Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret is a new film that is now available to check out on VOD, and it is a drama film that is based on a 1970s book by Judy Blume. But is the film worth your time, and should you be checking it out? Well, stick around and let's talk about it. When her family moves from the city to the suburbs, 11-year-old Margaret navigates new friends, feelings, and the beginning of adolescence. The film stars Ryder Fortson, Rachel McAdams, Kathy Bates, Elle Graham, and Amari Alexis Price, and many others, and was directed by Kelly Fremon Craig, and she's done one other film, The Edge of 17. When I saw the trailer for Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret, I honestly was really mixed on wanting to see this film, mainly because the way that the trailer actually portrayed the story. I felt this film was going to be very preachy and very religious, and I kind of wanted to stay away for a little bit and just see some of the reviews actually roll out for the film. And then I actually watched a few reviews for this film and heard that it was pretty good. So I was like, you know what, I'll go ahead and give this film a chance. And I'm honestly glad that I did. I have seen the previous director's The Edge of 17 before, and I actually really liked that movie. So once I really heard all this information, I was like, I'll give it a shot. Margaret is 11 years old, growing up in the 1970s, and her family is moving away from New York to New Jersey. And so she has to start over and go into a new middle school. And when she gets into the neighborhood, she actually meets this girl, and they're in this club, and she's mingling with all these different girls. They're talking about topics like boys and kissing, menstruation, other things that really involve just growing up as a girl and maturing. They also have parts where they have actual bras that they're trying on, and they compare their bra sizes, things like that, where they really are comparing their bodies. And there's a lot of funny scenes in here. There's one scene where they actually go to a drugstore and they buy pads for the first time, and there's a guy actually going to ring them up, and they feel very insecure about doing so. There's other scenes in here where they are trying to reveal what boy they like, and they're talking about a lot of different girl stuff within the club. Throughout the film, she really has a lot of different things that's really going on in her life. Like, for instance, her parents don't celebrate the holidays. Her mother is Christian and her father is Jewish, and she wants to know where her actual grandparents are from her mother's side, and they actually disowned her because she married a Jewish man. And she also has her grandmother on her father's side that she hangs out with, and she is in New York, and so she wants to visit her and go on vacations with her and such. And she also is trying to try out what kind of religion is she? Is she Jewish? Is she Christian? There's parts in the film where she's praying. There's parts where she goes into a church or a temple, and she's just really deciding what is best for her. And you can really tell that she has those struggles trying to figure that out and trying to actually have God answer her prayers, especially when she's in a sticky situation or where she's really uncomfortable. Margaret is also battling all the different friends that she actually comes across, because in one instance, she is sharing all this information with all these other girls. But you know, as I know, when you get into middle school, there's a whole bunch of drama that actually appears, especially with girls. I don't know what it is, but when you get into these tougher times in middle school and high school, all the drama starts coming out, and you get girls jealous of each other. And you see that in this film. You see one girl that apparently is more developed than other girls, and they bully her and harass her and make fun of her. And you see that throughout the film, and Margaret actually has to battle these kids that she's actually with and see if they're really true friends, and should she actually stick with them throughout the film. Rachel McAdams, she is the mother of Margaret in this, and she is teaching art, but she also wants to do other things. So she gets involved with the PTA, and she's with all these other women, and you can tell how different these women are. And you know that when you have all these different women in PTA and they can do anything for their baby, they all try to outdo each other, and of course there's some jealousy with that too. And you can really tell that Rachel McAdams' character, she's very much uncomfortable doing this stuff in the PTA. They have this one project where they're cutting out all these stars, and she does it, and the one one woman says, "Oh, you do such a great job, you should do more," and you can just see the look on her face going, "I completely hate this shit, I definitely don't want to do it." So I definitely laughed at actual situations in the film, and I just felt like overall the film, it had a lot of heart. I love the 70s aesthetic. It definitely felt like it was in the 70s with the hairstyles and the way that the colors came across on the film, and I felt like they did a really good job actually bringing this story to life. I didn't really feel like there was a lot of negatives with this film. I really felt like there was some really fun moments, and I thought it would be a really preachy film, and I feel like it actually just brings a little bit of that subject of religion up, but I really felt like it brought it up in a way that people really have to decide for themselves on what they actually want to choose. They can't be force-fed into what religion that they want to be in, and I also felt like the way that they actually portrayed these girls actually going in puberty, you could actually relate to it if you're a guy in a way, because even though there are certain situations that girls go through that guys don't in this film, you could definitely relate in a guy form that you have to go through certain things. Like they have guys in here actually growing armpit hair, and they're actually falling in love for the first time. So I think guys in a way can relate a little bit to this movie, but actually watch this and actually laugh a little bit, because you can actually go back into time, all the different feelings that went through when you were in middle school, and some of the drama that you probably faced in middle school as well. The only really negative that I can really say about this film is there is one scene where the mother's parents actually visit, and there is some friction amongst religion. And I felt like that scene, it was introduced very late into the film, and I felt like they could really elaborate a little bit more and really further the story a little bit more with those characters, but it just doesn't really actually get pushed further. It's kind of there for a second, and then it kind of just goes off screen and gets resolved rather quickly. But as far as any other negatives, I really don't have any other negatives to really say about this film. I think overall this is a fun film. It has heart, it has some funny moments, and I think this is a great film to show somebody that is going into middle school and really is going through these changes, especially for a girl 11, 12 years old. And overall, I think this is a film that is a great summer film to actually check out. It did come out at the end of April, but I really think that with school about to start up for some of the middle schoolers, I think this is a great film to actually show little girls and even boys going into middle school as well. As far as a score for this film, I would give it a 4 out of 5, a pretty excellent film, and I had a good time with this film. But let me know in the comments, what you think about this film? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Was it just kind of meh? And if you haven't checked it out, is it something that you're going to check out now on VOD? It is also available to check out on Blu-ray as well. But thank you guys for checking out this review, and I will see you guys on my next review.